Alright, welcome to your MLB As video for Friday, September 21st, 2018. We are exactly counting them down. 9 days left of the regular season in Major League Baseball, as next Sunday, the 30th, will be the last day of the schedule. And I will confirm to you all on Monday, October 1st. I will be doing a special video on the postseason schedule for the teams involved, because it's not really appropriate to do it right now until we know our matchups. And I'm going to be going all over what the playoff scenarios are. We're not going to do going around the league, because I just feel it's not appropriate to do that, because it's just getting easier and easier to understand these postseason scenarios, and with 9 days left, it's just easier to do that. So first up, we're going to talk about the National League, as Atlanta's magic number to clinch the National League East. Their magic number is down to 4, and if they win, I believe, the next two, they can clinch the National League East sometime this weekend. They can't clinch it tonight. I don't think they could. We'll have to see, but if they clinch, they clinch. I think they're going to clinch either way this weekend, and it'll be the Braves' first time they have been in the postseason since 2013, so that'll be 5 years. And honestly, they deserve it. And I hope the Braves do make it, because it's just getting repetitive seeing the Nationals win the division every year. And that's where I'll end my point. So their magic number is 4, and again, they can clinch this weekend. We have an interesting situation in National League Central, the West, and the wild card. That's what we need to keep an eye on right now. The Cubs' lead over the Brewers in the Central is currently 2.5 games. The Cubs' magic number for both the National League Central title and the best record in the National League is 8. So that would mean whoever wins the Central would get home field throughout the playoffs. The Cubbies will play their final 10 games of the season in Chicago, 7 home games, and a 3-game series against the White Sox. I mean, I could see them clinching this division. It's possible, but things can change. Things can definitely change. Dodgers. Now, here's their situation. They've been doing terrific. All right, they've been playing great baseball. They've been 12-6 this month. They swept the Colorado Rockies this past week. They've opened up their National League West lead to 2.5 games, the largest lead of the entire season. They're definitely going to make the playoffs. They're getting hot at the right time. The Dodgers are just on the right path to the playoffs right now. So as long as they keep playing good baseball, they should definitely be in. So we'll talk about your wild cards. National League wild card right now, Milwaukee. They have an easy chance to make the playoffs as well. It's possible they can get home field. I would say yes in the wild card game. I could see that happening. Going into play today, they are 3 games up on a wild card spot, and they seem to look more and more likely to clinch a spot in the playoffs, which is the 5th time in their franchise's history. It would be the first time since 2011 that they would be in the playoffs. And lastly, the Cardinals. How did they look? How would they look? Let me get rid of that. I apologize, everyone. You keep Facebook open by accident, and chaos breaks out. But yes, 3 straight wins earlier in the week helped right the ship a bit before a loss Wednesday, but the Cardinals are now 5.5 games behind the Cubbies in the National League Central, and 3 games behind the Brewers for the top wildcard spot. They're 11.5 games up on the Rockies for the second wildcard spot, and played their next 6 at home. So we have a situation on the wild card right now. 3 teams are assigned Club A and Club B. So it's very complicated. Very complicated to look at. Right, so they have the next 6 games at home. So I would assume the Cardinals would play the Brewers. I would assume that. Right. We'll go to the playoff bracket in just a sec. Last night, the Boston Red Sox clinched the American League East. Doesn't really matter for me as a Yankee fan. I'm only worried about the first wild card right now. 3 straight years the Red Sox have won the American League East Division. 3 straight years in a row. 2016, 2017, 2018. The Red Sox will face New York one more time this season at Fenway for a 3-game series, setting up a possible preview of the American League Divisional Series. And that's where I hope we can beat Boston. We can bite them where it hurts, from what I'm hoping. Indians, we don't need to worry about them. They will be the home team. Oh, they will be the road team. Okay, right, because remember, the Astros have more wins. Because they are 95 and 57. Now, keeping in mind, Houston is in first place. They have a 3.5 game lead over the A's. Houston's magic number to clinch home field in the ALDS matchup is just 2. That magic number is up for the postseason spot as well. So they are getting close. I don't know. I mean, the math is still in Oakland's favor. Now, let's keep in mind here. The Yankees are playing the Orioles this weekend. Alright? 5:37. So let me pull up the Yankee schedule for just a second. Pull it up right now if it'll load up Google. And hopefully I can pull up the Yankee schedule for you guys. Because the internet, again, very slow on this computer. It goes haywire. But, type it right now. So I want to know Oakland's schedule, too. We'll pull up the Yankees. So we'll read this just for a quick second here. Yankees and the A's tied for the 2 wild card spot. Home field and the wild card will go to the winner of the season series, but with each club having won 3 games. The Yankees would have the better intra-divisional record, so they're 37 and 29. So the Yankees have to sweep Baltimore. There's no excuses. They're 40 and 29, and somehow let's look at the schedule for just a second here. So I'm assuming the rest of the games that are within the schedule are in their division. Has to be, right? So yeah, they would play the Orioles, and then they're on the road at Tampa. And then they would go to Boston on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. All right. So let's find out Oakland's Oakland A's. We'll pull it up right now. Fill up their schedule. Right. So they have an easy stretch a little bit. Yeah, their schedule's very easy. I mean, they're definitely going to clinch the wild card spot soon. Right, their win percentage is .481. Oh, definitely will make it. Right, and let's say they tie the American League West, right? That would mean because Houston won this regular season series, Houston would get the American League West. Oh, yeah. And we'll quickly look at the standings here. Baltimore, they're going to have 111 losses by the time the Yankees finish them up. I quickly want to confirm something here. What was the record of the 1962 Mets? So I want to know if the Orioles are just as bad as that team. Let me pull it up. Okay. I'm trying to pull it up. 40 and 120. So I'm trying to see here. Oh, okay. Okay, they're not as bad as the 1899 Cleveland Spiders. They wouldn't be that bad. So that would officially mean the Baltimore Orioles are historically the third worst team of all time. Have to be. Royals are 52 and 101. Surprisingly, the Mets can finish like under 6 or 7 games under 500. It's possible. So lastly, we'll just take a look at the bracket. And here's your bracket right now. Here's the American League. Wildcard game today would be the Yankees hosting the A's. And the winner of that game would go on to face the Boston Red Sox. Cleveland would play Houston. Houston would get a home field in that series. Wild card game in the National League would be Cardinals. They would have to travel to Milwaukee. That winner would play the Cubbies in that divisional series. Braves would play the Dodgers. And that would be the bracket. If, the way it looked. And hopefully next week this won't be updated. Hopefully next week some scenarios will look a little bit easier to understand in a way. But yes, that's going to wrap it up. Again, I have an event to go to on Sunday, so I don't know if there is a playoff scenario that maybe I can record a video earlier on my phone, just upload it via data. I could do that maybe. So it all depends on, of course, what time I wake up. Because if I wake up early, I could probably do that. Just depends on how many games end early on Saturday. I have to research that. But I know there'll definitely be an MLB As video next Friday before the season ends. Quickly, before we wrap this all up, I just want to check MLB stat leaders. Jacob deGrom's ERA has risen a bit. We will check the National League stats. See if that will come up as well. I can't pull it up at the moment. I apologize, everyone. I don't think it's going to come up. Oh, okay. It's just the whole league. All right. So Mookie Betts, his average is 339. Gennett and Yelich's numbers. I think right now, if you were to give the MVP to somebody, in my opinion, if you look at the RBIs, look at the numbers here, I'd say Mike Trout, Mookie Betts, and JD Martinez would have the best chance of being in contention for it. Yelich and Gennett, that's going to really be close. I don't know what's going to happen there. So we will do the pitching. We'll take a look at ERA. Now, here's the situation with the ERA leaders. Right now, Jacob deGrom's ERA is at 1.78. And we will confirm when his next start will be in just a second. I also want to find out when Snell's next start will be as well. Because I know Snell pitched earlier this week, and that's why he's won 20 games. So in order to figure that out, you would have to give the Cy Young to Blake Snell. And there's no question. He's the best pitcher in the American League. You got to look at the numbers. The numbers pretty much favor him. I'll look at the probables in just a second. But quickly, deGrom's ERA is 1.78. I'm hoping he will lower the ERA in a sense. But the win-loss numbers, they've really been a joke. He's pitched 200 innings. I get all that, but at the end of the day, who are you really going to give it to in the National League? It's either going to be deGrom or Max Scherzer. Probably one of the two. Maybe Nola from the Phillies. I don't know. I mean, his ERA is high, but the thing is, he's not leading the league in strikeouts, because strikeouts, Scherzer's leading the National League in strikeouts. That would really be a tough one. Alright, so I'm trying to figure out... Sabathia's pitching for the Yankees today. That's going to be bad. Oh, okay. So DeGrom is pitching tonight against the Nationals. Okay, so I will be keeping an eye on that. Also, I want to quickly mention Chris Sale. What's his ERA? Find that out right now. Yeah, I can't find Chris Sale's ERA. Pull it up this way. Yeah, here we go. Well, surprisingly, I don't see Chris Sale on here. What's Chris Sale's number then? That is wrong. We're going to have to find that out in just a second. Trying to see his stats here. Trying to pull it up. Here we go. It's not pulling up. I apologize, everyone. It's going crazy. Here we go. All right. So Chris Sale's ERA is 1.92. So I don't know why that's not being pulled up. Why aren't they giving his ERA? Pull up the numbers here again. Chris Sale's numbers, 12 and 4. It did say that. And thing is, it's 12 and 4, and he has 222 strikeouts. The strikeout numbers for, yeah, again, it's going to be close between Snell and... Well, and again, if Snell has 20 games, you have to give it to him. No excuses. No excuses. Alright, so that's going to wrap up your MLB As a video for this week. Thank you all for watching. Until the next one, please take care.